All right, we're back with our spectacular October. I don't know if I want to call it that because this is our second
Ooh,
movie.
spectacular.
Oh, spectacular!
It
But
wasn't really all that spectacular, let me tell you that.
so, is this your first time watching The Frighteners?
It is the first time I saw the Frighteners.
Oh, okay.
I forgot it was in 1996. I wanted to see it when it came out
Oh, I
because
went
I
to
remember
see
the
this with my
poster.
cousin and Cody, I believe.
Oh,
The
really? Okay,
Frighteners.
yeah. The poster is pretty scary looking.
So,
That's where
Peter
it
Jackson didn't like
starts.
the poster
Oh, didn't he?
because,
Why?
like,
Because it made it look like it was going to be a scary movie, and it turned out it wasn't.
well, no, because he said that the poster didn't give enough, like, hey, what the plot might be about or who was in it.
Oh,
Because like
oh,
this movie
okay,
didn't do so well because at the same time it's just a couple of weeks after the release of Independence Day back in '96.
okay.
So
Yeah,
this
well,
movie
that's
didn't do well at all.
it. Didn't do well because it's released in the wrong season too.
So it was supposed to be released in October. Universal decided
Yeah.
to like, hey, we think this movie is good enough to be placed in a summer, the
Oh,
summer
really?
time slot. Yeah, I just read about that.
So what you're telling me is Universal didn't watch the movie.
Probably, and I like that you said that this movie wasn't scary, right? It wasn't. There's some jumps, but I feel like there's a lot of comedic elements
Well,
in
I
this
think
movie.
here's the problem. I think the movie starts off. The movie didn't know what it wanted to be. Is what I feel like. They didn't know
Okay.
what they wanted to make this movie. It gets better. I mean, I didn't like the movie at the beginning at all,
Okay.
and I still don't. I really don't like the movie, to be honest with
Oh,
you. I
okay.
probably. I mean, I'm not gonna say I hate it. I'd watch this movie long before I'd watch The Last Action Hero again. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
To say this movie had a good idea, and I think it had a good idea, and it's got good special effects for 1996. It's
It
got a
does
good
with
idea
the
and
ghost
stuff.
stuff, yeah.
And the ending, towards the ending, it gets better. When that psycho's chasing them. I mean, it's like a scary movie. I mean, the movie kind of reminds me of I don't know. It reminds me more of a video game. Actually, it reminds me more of a Silent Hill or something like that.
Oh. So let me ask you this: like, how many ghost movies have you seen before The Frighteners? I can't even think of.
And not very many. I
Like,
haven't
I'm
seen that many
honestly like
ghost movies. Well, I
Casper,
like the. I no, come on. I saw the was it the
House on
house of
Haunted Hill. Haunted Hill.
yeah, is it a Haunted Hill? Is it Haunted Hill? It's been remade. It was got Vincent Price in the original. I got both deals.
Oh,
The
that's a
Haunting of
ghost
House of
movie.
Oh yeah, it's kind of ghost.
You
Well,
know what's
actually, it's kind of a. It's not. Well, one's a ghost movie. I can't remember if the first one was really a ghost movie or if it was a trick where the guy tricks everybody to thinking. But it's about somebody. The house was actually a what do you call it? Like a psycho ward, or it's
mm-hmm.
pretty much like this movie in a way. It was a place where they treat. Well, it was for psychic, people, not psychic, but psychotic people and so
But
forth.
you said this movie was still called The House on Haunted Hill, right?
I think I can't remember what it's called. I
Okay.
wish I remember the name right now.
Well, you've
I
seen
have to look
Ghost,
it
right?
up.
With Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore.
No, not really.
Oh,
I saw
okay.
parts of it.
And
I
the
don't
other
know
one
the
is, I
name.
think it's the Nicole Kidman movie. The Others? That's a
I
ghost
haven't seen
movie.
the others. I haven't seen the
And The Sixth
others.
Sense.
I've seen the Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense is pretty good.
Oh,
I mean,
that's why
there's
I can't
other ones.
remember. Like, how
These
many
are not the only ones I've seen. I've seen 13 Ghosts. I've seen a lot of the old stuff.
13 Ghosts?
Yeah, and
I can't
I
remember
didn't see
that
the new
well.
13 Ghosts. I saw the original 13
Oh,
Ghosts.
not the one. When it's the new 13 Ghosts, but 2000s, right?
That's the new one. Yeah, I
That's
didn't
the
see
one
the
with
new one. I
Shannon
saw the
Elizabeth?
original. I don't think it had Shannon Elizabeth in it.
Shoot. I can't
13
remember.
Ghosts had what's his name from it has to be it's in 2000 because it has who was one of the killers from Scream that
Oh,
plays
Skeet
Stewie?
Ulrich. Oh, Stewie. Matthew Lillard. Lillard, right?
Yeah, it had Matthew Lillard in it, but I didn't see that one. I saw the original.
Oh, from 1960. Oh, it does have
Yes.
Shannon Elizabeth. Yeah, Matthew Lillard
Okay.
and Shannon Elizabeth. It got Tony Shalhoub too, man. I remember seeing this, but I don't remember anything from
Well,
13
of course,
Ghosts.
isn't The Ring kind of a ghost movie?
Yes,
The Spirits of Ghosts. I never saw Poltergeist. I only saw parts
I
of
never seen
it.
Poltergeist either. But you seen? Have you seen the others with
I did
Nicole
not see the
Kidman?
others.
I
No, I
didn't.
didn't see the others. I already
That
said
one's
that. I didn't
pretty
see the
good. I mean,
others.
like, how many? Let's not count Ghostbusters because it's more comedic. So when we say ghost movie,
Ghostbuster was comedic all the way through, and I mean they already knew what their movie was going to be.
are we? So this won't be considered a ghost movie.
What do you mean? It had ghosts in it. I consider it a ghost movie.
I mean,
I mean,
like a
it's a
scary
horror
movie.
movie.
I'm sorry. Is that
It's
a
a
horror
horror
movie?
movie. It's supposed to have been a horror movie, but it just really wasn't.
Oh, they call this a supernatural comedy horror.
Oh, okay,
That
okay,
fits it. It's supernatural.
okay.
I mean, like really like how the
Well, you're a big fan of
goes.
this movie
So this
because you
movie
wanted to do it really
inspired me
bad.
to write. Well, I never written it out, but I still have the concept in my head. Right, a
Yeah,
movie
but the
called Ghost
ghost,
Catcher.
where the ghost come energy. And
Yes. Oh my God, I can't. I love you
yeah, I
so
can
much,
remember this
man.
one because you told me about this at
Yes.
Lowe's back when we were working. That was one of the first movies you told me about.
Yes, the
It was
Ghost
a,
Catcher.
man, I thought, oh, that's interesting. It had potential.
But I can't. I don't say this is not the worst movie I've seen.
Oh no, this is not, and it's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. It's still very
Just not what I
interesting to me.
expect. It's not what I
Oh,
expected.
actually, you know what? That's really good. What did you expect from this movie when
I
you heard of the
expected it
friend?
to be scary.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least more. I didn't expect it to be okay. I shouldn't say scary because I really haven't seen a scary movie yet. I
Besides
mean, the
Scream.
scariest. Yeah, well, Scream isn't scary, but it's smart.
Yeah, you said that before. So
Yeah, Scream 2 would have the scary just because the situation I
yeah,
watched it, and that
yeah,
made it that improved the movie for me. But in watching it at home, it's like okay, because
yeah.
it's
Which home's
smart.
different.
It's a
Yeah.
smart. I love Scream. I like all. I mean, I at least like the first two Screams for sure. And that third one's a little. I don't know. The fourth one I thought was pretty
So
good.
you have never seen a scary ghost movie?
I've seen them. They're supposed to be scared, but I mean, I like. Oh, I'm scared. I'm coming out of this theater. Oh, I'm gonna
Oh
tell
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
how scared this is.
I
No,
mean, like
I'm not
you
gonna.
could feel that, like, oh, I could see what they did before. It could.
Because
It's a
that's
really
like
good
Blair.
one.
Yeah, because that's like Blair Witch Project. Oh, it's so scary. I went and saw it. I thought, all right, I saw up these people's nose for about an hour or so. I don't know, but
So did you like the Sixth Sense? That's not supposed to be
I do
scary.
like the Sixth Sense because the Sixth Sense is smart.
Yeah.
Because you watch this movie, you're intrigued, and then at the end, it's like surprise. I love that.
So
If
that
if
Nicole
I watch a
Kidman
movie at
movie,
the end, in the end, it's like, whoa, this is
I
over
think
your
the
head.
Nicole Kidman. I want to make sure it is called The Others.
It is the others. She made a movie called The Others.
Yes, you did,
It
right?
had the little two little kids in it.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah,
It's
I didn't see the movie. Okay.
oh, that one is smart too. I
All
don't
right.
want to give it away.
Well, good because I might want to see it.
Yeah,
If
because
you give it away, then I'll have to tell everybody how much I hated it too.
yeah. So when you say
I
you
see you
thought it
got your
was,
Marty McFly hat in the back.
I know I had
Corner.
that with the Back to the Future
Mr.
stuff,
Back to the Future
and I had
T-shirt
to wear it back
on.
to because it's Marty McFly,
All
and
right, well,
and the interesting thing about why I wore this is because when Michael J. Fox was shooting this, and the old guy that played the judge, like I guess the judge
yeah.
from
Which,
the
by the way,
Cowboy Days.
I want to point out he was in the Adams family.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was the who was Mr. Adams. He was the main the father.
Oh, but like he kept during the shooting of this movie, right? Instead of calling him Judge, Michael J. Fox kept referring him to as Doc.
Yeah,
There's several outtakes like, oh, what do you mean, Doc? I mean, oh, dang, I said it again. I'm like, how is that coming to be? Like, it's been a while since he shot Back to the Future, and this is not
yeah,
even Christopher Lloyd. But
yeah.
I
I
think it
don't
was
know.
after this movie, Michael J.
Maybe it's
Fox.
the makeup.
It could be. I think it's after
Well,
this.
the judge did have white hair hanging
Yeah.
before.
But after this movie, I think that's when Michael J. Fox came out to say that he has Parkinson's. It was after this one.
Oh, is this?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I
that's
thought that
what
was
I'm saying.
during Sin City.
It's right before
No, not
Spin
Sin City. Not City.
Oh, but you know what?
Spin City.
I
Spin City
don't.
is
I
what it
forgot
was.
what time Spin
Was
City
it before
came
Spin
out.
City?
I,
No, well, this
or
was the
maybe
last
in the
movie he
midst
did.
of it. Yeah, the last
Yeah,
movie
because he went and
did
did
before.
Spin City after this.
So when you say this movie was different, right? I see what you mean because in the beginning, it looks like a horror movie.
Well, at the very beginning,
Yeah, at
yeah,
the
it's
very
horror.
beginning until they did the title.
But the problem with the beginning is the beginning. They did the whole beginning so you wouldn't know who the killer was.
Yes.
Because I mean, obviously, if a girl's getting chased and choked by some ghost, then she can't be the bad person.
Oh, so they're trying to twist it on you. They're trying to be smart there.
But it also starts off all horror. And then after
Yeah.
that, it kind of goes into comedy. The
It
problem
did.
is, I think what hurt the movie for me too was a few characters.
Oh, which ones?
Well, mainly the character, the FBI agent.
Oh,
I could not stand the character.
I can't
didn't
stand
like the
that guy
character.
either because like I'm thinking like how did he get into the FBI?
Well, it's
acting
not
like
just
this?
that. It's just the whole character itself.
Oh,
I
just
mean,
that.
they took it too far. They took it too far. It just didn't. He did not belong in the movie. I mean, I don't care all about all the spooks,
I'm
ghost
so
stuff. He
glad
just
you mentioned that because I remember this movie okay, right? Even when I was
Yeah.
watching, like, oh, I remember all these parts, but I forgot about that guy.
yo did you well. Then you
Yeah.
were lucky.
I forgot about that Milton.
Maybe in
the
maybe in
FBI guy.
time maybe I'll forget about him too because he was he was like over the top, unneeded, trying to steal the movie. It's like, oh, we got to put this guy in here. We got to make him so extreme. I'm like, he's just the
It is the
stupidest, dumbest
90s though,
character.
like this.
The movie would have been ran so much better without that character in it. It wasn't needed. The sad
Yeah, it
thing is the
wasn't
character
needed.
I liked the most was the sheriff. It's the only one that made sense.
Oh, the sheriff guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you see this actor. I don't know his name, but he's in a lot of
Oh
movies.
yeah,
You
he's in
always
a
see
lot
him
of
stuff.
movies. Yeah.
But yeah, I like the sheriff. I thought he was all right. I
I
did
don't
like
recognize the female lead.
she hasn't been very many movies
She
actually.
has
I
not
mean,
like
she's still act. I mean, she's acted throughout her career, but she hasn't done a lot of movies. What was her name?
Trini.
Trini
Trini
Alvarado.
Alvarado.
Oh, Alvarado. Okay, I
Yeah, I
liked
mean,
her. I thought she was okay. I didn't like her husband, the character who played her husband. I
oh,
was
the
like,
jerk.
he's supposed to be a jerk, but the problem is he's another one who's just like, really,
You know
you
what I
really need
did
this guy
like
in
though
this
when they
movie?
show the ghost, like when he died, right? He was still pretty fit, but throughout the scenes, like even throughout that day, he started rotting, like a
Yeah, I
like a
know.
dead.
He
But like
started
it
just
didn't make
yeah.
sense because he's like, there it goes. Like why is he rotting
None
already?
of none of these ghosts made sense because some of them had to stay in the same clothes. Okay, for some reason they stayed in the same clothes when they died. Okay,
Except for
they
that
even asked. They even asked, but yeah, except for Mr.
Lee,
Army guy.
yeah, all Lee
Lee,
Emery. He
yeah,
always plays the same kind of guy.
well, he's also was yeah, he always plays the same kind of guy, and his clothes changed. He got weapons, all kinds of stuff. So what's up with that?
When we talk about these ghosts, right? The thing that bothered me the most is how come what's the killer's name? Bartlett, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
How come he get to have like some kind of ghost superpower? Like none of the other
that's
ghosts
that
has it.
is another thing that bothered me too. That's like how all of a sudden does he get like a cloak and look like the Grim
Yep.
Reaper, and then all of a sudden he goes back to a regular ghost, and
Yeah,
he
like
almost has no powers.
and it has no powers. It makes me think like they're with the ghost thing, they're also all over the place. Some of them can go through you, right? Like and things like that. And some of them they look like they act interacting with physical objects.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? It's
The
so
dude, I
weird.
did like the part. I did like this. The ghost thing. It kind of creepy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is when the numbers appear on their head. I thought that was
Oh,
pretty trippy. But for a movie like this, I mean, it seemed like a cool concept. It's just the movie wasn't very well executed.
it was a cool concept. How about like a not his? He's a
Yeah,
rampage speed killer, some kind of thing, right?
yeah, that guy's a killer. But the problem is Michael J. Fox's character. He'd go, "Oh, I'd go to your house." He's a shyster.
Oh,
But he used ghosts.
he's a
He used his
con
special
man.
power. Yeah, he was a con man, basically. But well, in a way, he'd get somebody to haunt your house, and then he'd get rid of them with,
So
this
I
is holy
did like that
water.
idea though. Like he can see ghosts, and then like all they do is like they help him out, and he makes some kind of makes some money, or
Yeah.
Khan gets you some money.
And it just happened to run into a killer. It's just to me the story wasn't. They needed to work on the script a little bit more.
It was very simple for
Yeah,
today's time. Like this is
I think it could have been even simpler. It's just there's some things they could cut out, some jokes they could have got rid of, and a lot of characters they could have just cut out.
yeah because Ray dies
Yeah, Ray
even as
dies
a
in the
ghost. Like
first,
it
and
doesn't make
then he
sense
dies
that
as a
like
ghost.
so
Yeah,
a ghost can die
but it's
after
funny
you
how
become a
quick.
ghost.
It's funny though how quick she was ready to move on to Michael J. Fox's
Oh,
character.
that's really weird too. Yeah,
It's just like, so that was a really unhappy marriage there because this was like, oh, my husband, but who cares?
yeah.
I cried at his funeral. It was over really
The
quick.
money part didn't need to make sense. Like it didn't need to be there in the $16,000.
Yeah.
It's like I did like there's a lot of comedic parts. Like he ran over the guy's fence, and then when he showed up again to condom, he ran over the fence again. I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, especially when he ran over the
The guy
nuns
who
on
plays
purpose.
Ray, he does remind me of Biff a little bit. He's like, come
Yeah, he
on, yeah,
does. He's kind of
Bannister.
biffy. Yeah, he's kind of a biff guy.
I feel like maybe he wasn't needed, but just he was needed only to show that Michael J. Fox or Frank know what he was doing. He know like why these ghosts and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm surprised like if he can see ghosts, right? I'm surprised he's not seeing ghosts all the time, even on a regular street. He only see the ghosts that like right in the middle of running, and he's like, he doesn't know how to
Well, there's
interact
probably
with them.
hey, but you can't say there's ghosts around all the place. Most of them are all hanging out the cemetery.
It's-
Because when it goes to
it's
the cemetery, that's
yeah.
all you see. You see nothing but ghosts all over the place.
So on the confusion of the ghosts, like in the older guy in the bathroom, right? Why do you think that when he died, he get that shining light immediately, and some of them don't? That they never explained that.
I thought everybody got a shining light pretty quick.
Yeah, but then Ray didn't. Like when he died, he was all the way until like he hung out until his funeral.
He got a shining light. He didn't. They explain it.
Oh, I don't see. I don't
Oh, when he
remember.
died, yeah, when he died, he got a shining light. He didn't take it. Michael J. Fox's
Oh,
character asked him, he goes, "You got a shining light immediately. Why do you take it?" He goes, "Now you're not going to get another one for a while." He goes, "Next time it comes along, I suggest you take it."
oh.
So a lot of the other characters
Forgot
took
about
it.
that. So the ghost
Yeah.
who stayed just forgot to take the light.
Well, he didn't want to because Ray decided he was too good to be dead. That's what it says in the movie. I
You
mean,
know what?
he
That
even
thing is
explains
pretty
that.
smart. That's like, for me, right? When they said that, hey, a lot of these people who are not even in, don't even have any health issues, suddenly die of like some kind that's similar to a heart attack. But when they did the coroner did the stuff, it's like everything is fine.
Well, he says it. I thought he said it looks like their heart was
Yeah,
crushed.
heart crushed. But then when they looked at it, everything is fine. And like, see from that right, you know what? Now I'm beginning not to like the logic of this movie just because we're talking
There's,
about it. Like, how
there's
is
a
that?
whole lot of logic
Even
problems.
when Bartlett become that Green Reaper guy, how is he able to crush people's heart? So technically, he could just kill everybody every time he sees he's out.
Yeah, he can kill anybody he wants.
But like, why is he
But
so
he
slow?
picks
Why only
people.
up
But
to
he likes to
40?
pick people. Well, yeah, but apparently he has his little girlfriend, Lucy, or whatever her name is. What was his girlfriend's name?
Oh, Patricia.
Oh, Patricia. Okay, I don't want to call her Lucy. Anyways, he had Patricia carve stuff on their heads on some of them. Because remember when Michael J's character's wife in the movie, she gets killed. Patricia actually comes out, which is weird. She comes out. She's supposed to have a life sentence. She's locked in this house. She gets out. And she goes to carve somebody's head up. Which I guess
Oh,
the mom knew she was out there carving people's heads up. And that's why she kept her locked in the house.
yes. Until eventually someone will find out, but then she ends
Then
up
of
killing
course,
her mother anyway.
yeah, well, it was about time because we think because you just start to wonder if the mom's the killer because I mean they do a pretty good job of making you doubt
On that one was pretty good.
if Patricia, even
It
though
was
Patricia was the killer the whole time.
it was better than the Lost Boys. Well, actually, that's the similar element between this and the Lost Boys we did last week when you didn't think that he was the head vampire
Yeah,
because it was so hard to figure it out. And this
yeah,
one, they didn't even have a test. It's just suspecting the older lady.
yeah. Well, they slowed it down because she's so mean. You automatically go, oh, I feel sorry for that girl. And it was like she's a psycho the whole time. She was supposed to have been in there. They should have left her in the prison.
Yes.
Especially when it reveals, because I did like it when they started revealing, because he kept having those flashbacks where he's in that
Oh,
house
at
with
the
them and
end?
gets to see the murder. Yeah, see that's where it got better.
Oh,
It's like
yeah, I
okay,
like
now
that
it's starting
too.
to make sense. But then I'm like, but the first part of the movie was like,
But they didn't really explain like how come he could suddenly do that though, like suddenly see the past or like the events that
I don't
happened.
know. I don't know. It doesn't explain. It don't really matter to me on that part because
Oh, okay.
there's so much of this movie didn't make sense anyways.
Yeah, a
But
lot of the stuff
when we got to
did
that
not
point,
make
I was
sense.
like,
You know
yeah,
what?
by the time we got to
Also,
that part, I was like,
in
whatever.
the column of stuff not making sense, like so apparently the cops in this town can shoot at whoever they want, regardless
Oh
of where
yeah,
they are.
that was nuts. When they go to the museum, they shoot up the whole
They
museum.
shut up the whole museum.
Priceless artifacts. Supposed to there's priceless artifacts. Of
Yeah,
course, you have the judge.
and
He goes
people
and
walking everywhere. Like they don't even care about that.
yeah, and then of course the judge, and he goes and
And that
gets it on with
Milton
the.
guy, that guy that you hate, is like, isn't he abducting this doctor? He has no reason to take this doctor out to a police car at a cemetery at all. Like in real life, like even back in the 90s or even right now, especially.
Oh,
Right?
he
If
was
you
a
did
psycho.
that, you're gonna lose your job.
Well, he was a psycho
And
because he
then he
tried to
could
let.
just carry an Uzi.
Yeah, he can't like that. You to get it. He wasn't a regular FBI. He was a psycho. He was a psycho too.
But that falls in the line. Like he could just shoot Frank whenever he wants. He's not
He
even
could have.
armed. Like he just shot him.
Yeah, he had
Even at the
Uzi.
police
Plus,
station, he held a gun to a person that's not armed.
yeah, I know. Okay, you gonna have to let that go.
I can't. And like
So,
shooting up the
this
museum and people
This
running
movie was
around.
horrible,
Like,
but still, like I said, this movie was still better than Last Action Hero as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, I'd rather watch The Last Action Hero than this.
Oh, really? Okay.
I do. But
Okay.
then
See,
I
I
think it's
thought,
because I'm a bigger fan of Arnold than Michael J. Fox, so I'm speaking with a biased opinion.
yeah, well, Michael J. Fox didn't do that many movies.
He didn't, right?
No, not
Because I was
really.
looking through the resume, I'm looking at like I seen The Hard Way. I think that was the second after.
I
You
mean,
know,
I'm sure
Back
that
to the
he did some
Future.
good work, but like, we're Michael J. Fox fans because of Back to the
his
Future.
TV
I mean,
show, yeah, Back to the Future.
that's the thing. It's all Back to the Future.
He's in a lot of movies though. Like I
He
mean, like
was. He's
everybody
all
knows
Hollywood.
Yeah, Doc Hollywood, Teen Wolf,
Teen
um,
Wolf. Oh, he
oh,
did a lot of stuff.
like Stuart Little. He's in a lot. Mars Attacks. I forgot who he was in Mars Attacks now.
Forgot who it was too.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a news reporter.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't have too many movies, but he still have a lot more movies than some
I mean,
people.
he's famous. Everybody knows who Michael J. Fox
For
is.
Love or Money, I remember that. Life with Mikey. Why do I remember that name?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Didn't see a lot of his movies. I saw Back to the Future because I liked Back in the Future. I liked the story. I don't really watch movies because of actors. There's not a movie that goes, oh, I gotta go see that because so and so's in it. Never. I can't think of a movie that I'd go see just because of certain actors in it. I
Depends
don't.
on who.
Yeah, I have never watched a movie based on the actor that's in it.
I think. Oh, you know what? I think it's no. I think you're right. Sometimes it's like, oh, I want to see this movie, right? Oh, and this guy's in it. That's just a plus.
That's a plus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like,
a
oh
plus.
yeah, Wolverine's in this. This is cool.
It's about show business, but that's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's
I
like,
finally saw The Greatest Showman.
oh, did you see? You liked it?
Yeah,
Oh, it's pretty awesome.
it's fantastic. That movie
I
is
saw it.
really good.
I saw it too, and I watched it only because I was interested in. Well, my parents were watching it, and I thought, hey,
Yeah, he said that. Like,
they
yeah,
said it
I
was
really
good,
like
so I
it
thought
too.
I'll see it too. But
It's pretty good.
I mean, it would have been. I was interested in it anyways because of the material, what it was about.
Yep.
I was a little surprised what it was about when it said all these people were singing, but I was like, okay, I'll go with it. It's still good.
You know, well, I feel like I'm keep arguing about the logic, right? Like if I keep talking about like,
Yeah.
all these people are dying, they're like, oh, it's so weird that they just suspect the Frank, right? They just tie
Well,
the
they
like,
didn't. They eventually they make it seem like it was Frank, but they didn't really suspect Frank. They just like the real police just wanted to talk to him because
right.
he
Oh, it's
happens
the
to be
FBI
around.
guy that
It's
like
the FBI
the
guy decided
lady, and then like
it's the
the
FBI
guy
guy
in the
decided.
museum, and I'm
See,
thinking
the
like
problem, the FBI guy decided he's the
his
murderer,
wife.
and
What
then and
about
yeah, you were talking about
yeah?
the
There's
the
20 other
newspaper lady.
people between his wife and what just happened the last 3 days, right? Like, how do you tie those to Frank? And like, I didn't like that at all. Like, this is a dumb FBI agent, like you said already. Like, this guy is not
Yeah,
needed.
he does not
He
make
tied
any
like 3
sense.
people to like
And see, they try to like develop
40
his
of them.
character. I'm like, why? Because oh, he used to hang out with cults, investigated cults, and he's a psycho now. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
He's got a stupid haircut. He cries when women yell at him. I was just like, he was so annoying. I mean, he was Jar Jar Binks, okay?
I did put a question right here. Like, why is this Green Reaper creature from just a regular ghost, right? Talking about Bartlett, but like, how come the other ghost doesn't have the same ability? Like,
Exactly.
not maybe the Green Reaper, but like something else.
And eventually, he shoots the Grim Reaper suit off him, and then he's never the Grim Reaper again. Which, where did he get the Grim Reaper suit? I mean, did she do some magical powers?
So
Maybe
he
she-
shot him
maybe
with those
she-
guns, and then like that thing
Yeah.
looks like it melted, and then Bartlett just turned back to a regular ghost.
Yeah,
That
he
means
turns
that
back to a regular ghost. It didn't really have that
see
much power.
at that fighting scene, like so ghosts can fight other ghosts.
Yeah,
Can they?
basically. Yeah, you got to think he couldn't kill anybody after that. He had to have his girlfriend Patty that killed people.
That's right. He
After that.
couldn't kill anybody after that because the ghost can't hurt the living.
I mean, he could choke you. Remember?
He was able to. Yeah, he was able to choke Patricia a little bit. I want to say the red marks on her neck.
Well, he also
But
tried.
that could be the mother.
He also tried to choke the girl, J. Fox's new girlfriend.
Yeah. Is her name Lucy? No, I can't remember.
I remember what
Her name is Lucy.
Okay, so he almost
A
killed
physician,
Lucy.
Yeah.
And he almost killed Lucy at the house when she came back to visit, but he couldn't really kill her because you remember he tells her to go get the knife. Blah blah blah.
No, I think I just watched this movie because of Michael J. Fox. Well, and
I don't know. You wanted it.
too.
You kept talking about it, so I thought, oh, it's gonna be good. If Lamb wants to watch it so much for Halloween, it's gonna be good. I hope we watch something better.
I think we have a list on something better, obviously.
Yeah. I hope
Because
we
like
do.
it's just because I like it to get your first-hand opinion, but now I'm thinking about like,
Yeah.
why did
Well,
I
it's-
suggest this movie?
I don't know. It's something to see. Like I said, the best
Hey,
thing about
you
this
know
movie
why?
is
Because
the
of
poster.
Robert Zemeckis and Peter Jackson. Right?
Whatever.
Robert Zemeckis and
No.
Peter Jackson.
You know how many Peter Jackson movies I've seen? I wish I knew because I don't.
I want to say he made other stuff besides Lord of the Rings.
Oh, he's
right?
made a lot of stuff, but this is not one of them. Hey, I did like it. It had a No, let's say like I said, the poster was the scariest thing to me. I saw the poster because the poster reminded me of another video game that had this face coming out of it. I thought, oh, that was scary. The game was scary. With this game, this movie poster, I'm like, it's the scariest thing. And this movie was rated R, which they're trying to make this a PG-13 so everybody could see it.
It couldn't do it because MPAA still thought this would be
just
because
they just wanted to. So of course they made it where he blew the guy's head off. So
yes,
I guess Peter Jackson was cool. So Peter Jackson was as tired of the character as we were, I guess.
Yeah, I thought that was a good kill too.
I like how
the ghost head was like right there too.
It looked like there was a scene. I think there was a shot where Michael J. Fox looks through some broken wood, like The Shining.
Yeah. Oh, was it towards the end?
It was towards the end when he was when he was in the hospital. Let's see what else is awesome at this movie. That was about it. That's nothing else awesome.
Yeah, killing off the the
of course, Lucy at the end. Lucy, of course, can see ghosts at the end.
Yeah, that didn't make so much sense because they say she didn't experience anything traumatic from what I can tell.
Well, she almost died. No, she didn't. Because the only person that really died was Michael J. Fox's character. Again. And the thing is, Michael J. Fox's character, remember when he goes to fight at the cemetery? He didn't really die, did he?
No.
I mean, he was just kind of frozen and he just slowed his heart down. And of course, Lucy's got to go back there to save him. And of course, the doctor shows up to save him. Like, oh, this is okay. So
he almost killed Bartlett as a ghost.
Yeah, he almost killed Bartlett as a ghost.
So apparently, you can kill ghosts. A ghost can kill another ghost.
Well, ghosts can kill other ghosts because remember he killed those other ghosts and then sent them on.
Oh yes.
Bartlett killed all those 3 ghosts. Well, actually, in the real film, he wasn't supposed to kill the judge. It looks like he kills the judge, but the judge had a bunch of extra shots and even leaves at the movie, but they cut it all out.
Oh.
So yeah.
So they cut a lot of scenes out because the judge wasn't there.
Oh, they cut a lot of stuff out of this movie because it just didn't work. And the thing is, Michael J. Fox also broke his ankle in a scene.
Really?
Or broke his foot, and then he had to stop for maybe some weeks or a month or so. And Peter Jackson worked some more on the script to try to fix them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Fix it, yeah. He tried
to fix it. Crazy? I'm looking at his filmography. After the Frighteners, he did The Lord of the Rings. Then there was King Kong.
Oh, okay. King Kong, just straight up King Kong.
So yeah,
I saw that
because when the Frighteners, the Universal one that let Peter Jackson did the Frighteners, they also let him do King Kong, but then didn't come out until like almost 10 years later.
Yeah. Well, this movie, what did this movie come out? 1996?
1996.
Well, the nice thing about 1996, they did come out was a horror movie that was a lot better than this.
What was it?
Scream.
Scream came out in 96?
Yeah, Scream's 96.
Oh, dude. That's right.
It's a good thing this movie didn't go up against Scream. Yeah, remember how long Scream? Yeah, because Scream was all the way up.
Scream came out in October.
Christmas. And Scream was people were going to the theater to watch Scream because I remember they come back out and people watching it in December.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I seen Scream in a theater too. That was a good one.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but
see,
I did
this
see
like before the internet, like. Did all the marketing for you, like, oh, I heard about this movie that's gonna come out.
Yeah, well, of course you had like all the TV shows in the magazine.
Yeah, Wes Craven and things like that.
Yeah, of course it was Wes Craven. So you're gonna go see that because he was supposed to make scary movies. I haven't seen that many Wes Craven movies, so I should. I'm sure there are all of them were scarier than this.
So
like we said, this movie wasn't supposed to be a scary movie, but it had that. But it should have been
natural.
But if you're going to put that stuff in there, you might as well. I mean, Ghostbusters had at least a little bit more scare to it, a little more jumps and bumps to it than this.
I think there was one jump when Milton showed up somewhere, like the pop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember what scene, but like it looked like you can only see his eye through some kind of wood. Again, not like Michael J. Fox. I mean, I put this thing like I knew I wrote this in disappointment. I put like so apparently this thing can kill humans and ghosts. Because when he killed Ray, right, like looked like Ray's face got whipped off or something as a ghost.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's when I wrote this, like, so can he kill humans and ghosts?
Yep, this thing can kill humans and ghosts because he's apparently the Grim Reaper. I don't know how he got, like I said, how did he get the Grim Reaper's powers? If they explained it, I must have been too bored to hear it because I've heard all the other stuff.
He just showed up as the Grim Reaper and then we just accept that as a fact. That's it.
And the thing is, here's the funny thing: is he's apparently been killing people even longer than Michael J. Fox is a problem. Because remember, Michael J. Fox's wife was number 13.
Yeah,
he killed 12 people and died and was executed. And then she was the first to restart. But see, it all of a sudden gets really, really heavy all of a sudden now.
Yeah,
So
you know what's really
what?
confusing
Because
too?
what
Like
was Ray? What was Ray's character's number?
37.
40s. Yeah, it's almost all in the 40s. So
Yeah, so there was like 20 something people between his wife and Ray. And that's
yeah,
what drove me that question. Like, didn't it look like Michael J. Fox has been in that town the whole time, right? Because him
yeah,
and
he
his
has
wife
been.
built the house, and then apparently 20 something people die, and then like they think nothing of it. No
Yeah.
investigation. Like, I don't even know what the time
Well, it
period
must have
is.
been, but we just didn't know. They didn't know who to pin it on.
So they just want to pin on somebody.
But well, they pin on Michael J. Fox because he's the one that's always going to the funerals, throwing out cards.
The guy, was it one of the ghosts was named Stewart, right? And who was the other guy? The 60s ghost.
Is it Cyrus?
Cyrus. Oh, I don't know. But he's the guy from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's an old school team.
yeah,
Like when I saw him,
yeah.
like, is that
What's
the
that?
guy?
Chi McBride is who that is.
Oh, Chi McBride. Is that
Is
what?
it Chi?
Yeah, Chi
Yeah,
McBride. Cyrus. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I only remember him from Gone in 60 Seconds and this movie now, apparently.
Yeah. Well, of course, we got somebody from the Adams family.
Yes, you said Adams, the one who plays the judge, John Astin.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at an old picture from Wiki. Yeah, you can tell he's what's this? Gomez.
Yeah. Yeah. Gomez. That's who.
Gomez.
I couldn't remember the name. I didn't. I wasn't really a watcher of the Adams family. I was more Monsters.
Yeah, Monsters. I watched that too.
Monsters.
Yeah, I watched it was on Saturday mornings before when I came to the States. And
Yeah.
it was like Saturday morning. They played like the sitcoms, the Monsters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, and then you thought, I need to go back to Hong Kong.
Yeah. Oh no, I watched it here.
Oh, okay. I was just saying because you probably watched it, just slightly disappointed in American
in
culture.
Hong Kong, they played the Addams Family because my mom knows what they were.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
think they play Adams Family everywhere.
Yeah, that's when you know
Patricia.
a show was successful back in the day. Like, oh, it's got international,
Yeah,
attention.
appeal.
Appeal,
You know,
yes.
so yeah.
You know what? I want to
I mean,
apologize that I made you watch this movie when it wasn't that good.
Oh, it's okay because you made me watch worse.
Yeah, and then you make me watch Donald. What's it
Oh,
called? Howard the Duck.
Donald Duck. Howard the Duck. You need to see it. I can't believe you're in America and didn't see that. I mean, now you are
You know what?
officially
Because
one
I
of
was
us.
on the
You
other
are
side of
an
the world.
American.
It didn't have that international appeal.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, because Chinese people don't want to see duck with breast on it, but who does?
But thank you for the action movies, though.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
You're welcome.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters. You're
And
welcome.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, Back to the Future. I'm thinking there's a big giant list.
Oh, that's a
Predator,
big giant list. Oh, that's an action movie. I seen that.
Aliens.
I seen that too. I seen everything in English. I
Marvel.
never watch anything duped.
DC, even at times though, we gotta apologize for DC, but sometimes we don't.
Yes.
Because sometimes they do care.
So let's talk about one thing that also bothered me towards the end. Right? You said towards the end was getting good, and I like the
The movie got
the
better.
flashback of scenes that he was not there. So I did like that because that was really interesting. The thing that I didn't like is that so when Frank dies at the end, right, when he was not supposed to.
Yeah.
So he was just able to pull the spirit out of Patricia. Like he's dead.
He didn't pull the spirit out of Patricia. Remember, she died.
Patricia died? From
Yeah,
what?
Patricia died.
How did she die?
Didn't he? I thought she got killed.
No.
She had to.
Because he just pulled it out of her. It's like she was holding a gun. And then suddenly Frank just went and like pulled that spirit out of Patricia. And I'm thinking like, what?
Okay, I forgot this part. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is dumb now.
Like, but he just
this
pulled
is
it
dumb
out
now.
like,
I don't remember.
so
I
you're
thought
saying
he
like
killed her. I thought he knocked her out or
that?
something.
Like, why did Bartlett go through all that trouble when he could just like, hey, I don't need to scream rip and stuff. I just pulled the spirit that turned into a ghost. Like, that's what really bothered me at the end. I
Okay,
think
well,
I
that's
really
fine.
like
That
the
bothers me
part
too.
where like when I was, I guess, younger back in 1996, I just liked the part of the flashback, and I thought like the killer part was really good because I looked up right before you got on, I looked up that guy Starkweather, right? Because they said like, oh, got me a score of 12, one more than Starkweather. Starkweather is the real person.
Yeah, they based it. Well, I mean, what's his name that bases a lot of his movies apparently because he had another movie before this
Peter
based
Jackson.
on real. Yeah, Peter Jackson he had another movie
Oh,
based on real life killers too. So that's what he
really?
does. But I was thinking about this movie. It's kind of silly, kind of serious. There was another one I watched at the theater. It was kind of serious and silly at the same time. Idle Hands. Did you ever see Idle Hands?
Oh, what was this Steph Green?
He was in it.
He's in it.
Yeah, he was in it.
I think you
Yeah,
told me about that before.
did you ever watch it? Because it has his two friends. He kills his two friends. His two friends come back to hang out at his house. They're dead.
Who's the girl? Who's the girl lead in this movie? Jessica
Oh,
Alba's
it's
in
it's
this.
Jessica Alba. This is
And
like
Vivica A. Fox. Oh, I like
it's the
Vivica A.
first.
Fox.
It was the first movie I saw Jessica Alba in. That's
Okay,
probably why I
so
went and saw it.
Devin Sawa. I don't even know who that
Yeah,
is.
he didn't ever become nobody really.
Steph Green. I think you and Cody both told me about this movie.
Oh, we probably did. I mean, it seems
Whoa,
like that'd be the
Eldon
same.
Henson is in this?
Who?
He plays Foggy.
Yeah, that dude.
Huh.
Oh, I forgot that was Froggy. That's funny because that dude was the dude's like, hey, we're dead. And there was some side of Enya music playing, and we said, F that.
Oh, this movie didn't do well.
No, of course it did because it sucked. But
But
I
did,
thought it was more fun than
but
this
you said it
movie.
was serious and like kind of like this.
Yeah, it was goofy. Yeah,
Is
it
this
was
a
like
horror
this.
movie? What is this? A teen black
Oh,
comedy horror.
yeah, it was kind of a horror movie, but it wasn't like it's not Scream level scary. Okay.
The most famous three people is Steph Green, Jessica Alba, and Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah, basically all they do is like they're just gonna fight evil. I mean, it's more of a it's more of a comedy. Anything. It's mainly a comedy.
Oh, 1999. You know,
At
I
least they knew what they were
remember I
doing.
wanted to see this back. Like, I remember the title of this movie, but I never got around to
Well,
seeing
let
it.
me put it this way: if you're willing to watch this one, you can watch Idle Hands.
So now I can compare which one is
Yeah,
worse.
well, because Idle Hands was supposed to be a comedy though.
Oh,
They
okay.
knew that's what they wanted. They just put a scary aspect to it,
So
but
it's like is the
they already knew the
Frighteners? No,
direction they
the
go.
Frighteners not supposed to be
It's
a
more of a
comedy.
teen movie. It's like a teen movie with horror and comedy.
Oh, look at the soundtrack. It looks pretty good.
The soundtrack for Idle Hands is good. I have it.
Yeah, looking at
Because Mama's gonna knock you out. It's on there too.
the llama is gonna knock you out as an old song.
I know, but it's on there.
Oh, but it's sung by somebody else though.
Yeah, it's English. Everything. This had Don't Fear the Reaper in it,
Don't feed the reaper.
which I love, but I didn't like
Oh, you're
the
talking about
version
the
of this
fight? No,
song.
no, not the Frighteners.
The
What?
Frighteners. The Frighteners had Don't Fear the Reaper
Don't
at the
feed
end
the
of this song.
reaper.
Yeah, the very last song, which is the same song they played at the end of Scream this year, at the same year.
Oh,
Remember, they both had
that's
different artists. Of
right.
course, they didn't have Blue Oyster Cult playing the song, who that song belongs to. But
Huh.
I
gotta
actually
check
liked
out
I
Idle
like
Hands.
I actually like the I Don't Fear the Reaper on Scream better than Don't Fear the Reaper on the end of this song.
Idle Hands came out in April. So it's not like, they try and sometimes save the scary movies for October.
Well, like I said, it wasn't a scary movie. It was
But
just a
it's a
teen
comedy.
movie. It's
It's
just
made
a
by
teen comedy.
Columbia.
It was a teen comedy. Okay, I can't say it's a scary movie, but it's to me you could put it against this movie.
Oh, it says the
It may not.
comedy
If I
that
was to
give
watch it
horror
now,
films the backhand. Huh.
probably not that good. If I was to watch it now, being older, I'd probably go, "Huh, it sucks." But I don't know.
You know what?
When I saw it,
See,
I laughed.
I was thinking about that, like the difficulty of doing this show, right? Like, hey, when I watched The Frighteners when I was 16 or 17,
Yeah.
depends on when it came out, I liked it. And now when I watch it as an older adult, like, oh, this is kind of stupid.
Well, plus the effects
Right?
of age, plus the effects of age too.
See, the affection of age, that's why, like, maybe if you watched this when you were younger, The Frighteners was like, oh, I remember this was pretty good.
If I would have watched it way back, I would have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Right.
But now watching it now, and after so much of the stuff I've seen and a lot of the scary stuff I've seen, I'm like, well, I mean, if you judge the movie, it didn't really have a direction, because like I said, the first of the movie, way comedy. At the end of the movie, they try to get scary. And of course, it falls apart though at the end because when he gets sucked up the hole, when he goes to heaven, and he sees those two goofballs and his wife.
It's not his time.
It's
Yeah.
just right there. That's the scene right there that makes me think of Idle Hands right there.
Oh, really?
They have a scene where they finally make it to heaven.
Oh, we might have to change our schedule. Well, but then
So-
this is not an October movie. We have a bunch of lists. This movie did really bad, way worse than The Frighteners. On Idle
Well,
Hands.
it didn't have anybody. When I went and saw it in the theater, there was nobody in the theater watching it. So it was awesome.
Yeah, but then like, because you're from a small town, so it's hard to judge, right?
No, I went to a bigger town, but yeah, most of the theaters. Every time I went and watched a movie, because even when I went to watch Scream 2, there was nobody in the theater. I used to go watch movies even when I went and saw Wild Things. I was like, wow, there's nobody here.
Oh,
This is
the
gonna be
one with
awesome.
Kevin Bacon.
When I
and
saw
Matt
Blade
Dillon.
Runner, yeah, and then I saw Blade Runner 2049.
Then nobody did too, right?
Nobody there. Men's Soccer Recline. Man, that was one of the best movies. Recline, and I could sit wherever I wanted. I didn't care. Even though I picked the seat, I was like, I'm moving.
So I feel like your town could be the deciding factor, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people went to see Independence Day, right? In your little town.
I can't remember where I went to see it in Tennessee. I went and saw it with my cousin, but I didn't see it there. I saw it somewhere else.
Oh, you went somewhere else? Okay.
Yeah, I saw it, but I saw it with my cousin and stuff. So it was a big deal. I saw Twister somewhere else.
Twister was a big deal when I first saw it too.
So the theater was full there, but I didn't see that in those towns because I went when I saw Endgame. Endgame wasn't packed.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of people don't see movies apparently there, so that's fine. And plus, I would always go in the middle of the day.
Oh, see, that made me it too.
So when me and you used to go see the movies, we were in the big city.
Yeah, big city. Yeah.
We'd go, remember, because we almost didn't know we were going to get in to see The Dark Knight.
Yep, you had to. That was back then when we still had to wait in line.
And that was fine. Yeah, when you went to work, and that was fine. But the worst one that we ever saw, it's not just because the movie was bad. This helped make the movie even worse. Is when we go see Indiana Jones 5.
Oh.
No, 4. Sorry,
Crystal Skull.
We didn't see it. It might as well have been 5. Okay, we went to go see the Simpsons. Remember, it was so packed. We had to sit at the very top, back.
I remember the really top too. Yeah,
it was packed. So that already made the movie kind of suck because it was not as comfortable as when we saw The Dark Knight. Even because The Dark Knight it was packed. The theater was packed. People were bouncing a volleyball around it. But the thing is, it didn't feel so crowded.
Yeah.
When we saw the Indiana Jones, it was crowded. Plus, you had these people. They're younger than us, and they're like 2 of them. Wow. They were taking up space in our area, and they're asking each other, "Who's Indiana Jones?" I was like. You don't know what are you even here for?
Hey, you know what? Sometimes they make movies not just because for the sequels, okay? Sometimes they do it for the newer audiences.
Okay,
too, okay?
Well, you could
this
go
was
ahead.
Shia LaBeouf's turn, okay?
You could go ahead and defend these.
They were here to see Shia LaBeouf.
Were they
not
really?
Harrison? I have no idea. Not Harrison Ford.
They didn't know who Harrison Ford was. They didn't know who Jones was, and somehow I got a feeling they didn't know who Shia LaBeouf was. I think they saw a big old crowd of people and thought, "Hey, let's go see what this is all about." And they were taking up 2 seats that some fans could have had.
Oh, well, you know what? They had to wait for the next showing. Man, when
I guarantee you by the time we make the Indiana Jones 4, if we ever do, I'm going to gripe about that again.
So by the time they make movies, look, remember when those were the days when they make the movies really jam-packed, like, they sit like 300 people.
Oh, yeah.
And now they only sit like, I don't know, 60 because all the seats recline and everything.
Yeah, well, it depends on the theater. Depends on the theater you go to because there is still some of the old ones.
Oh, some of the old theaters?
But a lot of theaters in the area I live in, they're not that big because, like I said, most of the time there's nobody in there anyway. So
that makes sense.
So it's actually great to go into theaters in the middle of the day and not have to sit with anybody because I don't like people.
See, that's why I sometimes try to watch the movies not the middle of the day, like the first showing in the morning.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's like, hey, first showing like movies come on Friday, so that Friday night is gonna be jam packed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like even Saturday night, like we should start to see a movie on Saturday morning, but then it depends on what it is, right? Like kids movie, you can see on Saturday morning.
That's the thing, because you always spend more time out there waiting in line than you do seeing the movie.
Man, I don't even remember when that stopped. Like when did the movie theater stop doing that where you could just pick your tickets? When I came in Hong Kong, came from Hong Kong, even when I was a little boy, when you buy movie tickets, you mark down which seat you want. And when I came here, like, no, we don't have anything like that. You just buy a ticket, you gotta be first come, first serve, yep.
Huh.
I don't know why they do that. Like, why did America do that, Shane? You need your
don't ask me. That's not my deal. I can come up with that.
And then they finally you can pick your seats now. Oh, thank God. Like you show up late.
Maybe they may have been afraid. They may have been afraid though if you can't pick your seat, you won't show up to the movie. No. Let's say if you're picked your seats and those people go, oh, okay, I want these seats in. They go, oh, you can't get those seats. You have to take these seats. They'll be like, well, I'm not coming in theater now. See, the thing
Oh,
is, if you didn't have pick, you try to get there and you try to get the good seats, and then you come in there and you're like, oh, I already paid for our tickets and everything. The good seats are taken. I'll sit down over here, which was my life all the time, especially when I went to go see Star Trek Five.
oh.
Me and my brother got in there a little late. We sat down. Two big giant people sat in front of us. We had to kind of move because we couldn't see the movie.
I like that you explained it, even though like but what you tell us is starting to make sense when you think about it, though. Like because
It
you're
makes
thinking about it
sense.
now.
Because like I said, there's several. If I got to pick seats and I already knew it's full, I'm not going in there.
Yeah,
They're like, okay, these seats are taken. I'm like, well, so these are the seats that are left. They'd be like, yeah. I'll be like, huh, I'm gonna go see something else. Then I'm gonna go do something else. Bye.
yeah. I didn't think about it like that. But
Yeah,
right now
I'm not.
it's
If I know I can't get seats that I want, why would I even go in there?
yeah, but we still did. Like we lived in that time
We
where we
did,
know.
we did, but
Like
we
that's
didn't
why
live
we
in that
had to
time where we
show up
got to pick
early. I
seats.
remember like okay, the
Yeah,
movie's at
we
eight
always try to
p.m.
show up early.
Let's show up
Yes,
at 6:30 or something. Like let's get
so we
something to
can
eat.
try to get.
Show up at 6:30. They even
We
did that in
always
Big
do.
Bang Theory when they talk about like this is when the movie starts.
Yeah,
This is when
you
we need to get
go,
there
you
by.
show up, and the thing is, they also get you in there to see all the trailers and all their
Yep.
extra commercials because that's what pays for those movies, anyways.
Yes. But
So
in the
that's why
movie
you get in
theater
there
too.
early.
Yeah, you gotta get there early. Huh?
Because I mean, come on, you're thinking you're standing in line. When we're standing in line, we get to see the people come out of the movie
Yes.
that saw it before us. If we didn't see an early scene, we always saw those people come out, and then you got to wait for them to clean the theater up,
Yep. Just
and
to
then you
get
go
back
in there.
in.
Then you sit a long time watching commercial. Well, you sit a long time just listening to music set in the dark, and us talking about who's in this movie, what we're doing, and then you got to watch like 100 commercials. So we're sitting there watching 30 minutes of commercials.
I.
Of course, you got to watch something with Maria Menounos to tell you what movies is coming up
That's
next,
funny.
and then you get to see that Coke commercial. You always see the Coke commercial made by some kid who filmed it on his cell phone, and he's got a job with Coca-Cola now, and he's going to be the future filmmaker, which he probably didn't. And then we get to see the trailers, which we want to see.
It's really funny. Those were at a time where like the first time I was like, I forgot what movie we came here to see. Because we waited in line for so long.
Yeah,
You go through all that mess trying to rush and get seats. Then you watch like
yeah.
all the commercials.
You know
Like,
what?
what movie did we come to see?
What sucks is though if you see a trailer that's really awesome and it's better than the movie then
Yeah.
you already know that you see this awesome
Sometimes
trailer and you're like,
the impact is
yeah, so
like,
you're already thinking to yourself, it's like this trailer's probably gonna be better than the movie I'm about to see.
so. I think we should add something new to what we're talking about now because we're way off course, right? The Frighteners. How do we judge it? Like, is it? We need to talk about things like, hey, how do we judge this? Is it 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, or we just gonna judge it like
I don't
it's better
know.
than Howard the Duck?
It's way better than Howard the Duck. I don't know. I like Howard the Duck. I don't know. I don't want to watch Howard the Duck again to figure out if I'm
I
right or
think
wrong.
that's really kind of biased now because we talked
Well,
about
man,
like
but me and you don't like the same stuff, you know.
no, we don't. But then we also talked about like, hey, when we're older, watching older movies,
Yeah,
it's different. It's kind of like when we talked about
that's
Buckable
to a
Banzai
way, to
in
a
the
way, yeah.
'80s. If I watched it
But
when I was young, it was awesome.
let me tell you this way: Ghostbusters, still awesome.
Yeah, because we watched that as a younger kid, though. I bet you when we're older,
Uh,
it's kind of like
I don't know.
we
I'll
won't
watch it
have
again.
we
I could
won't
watch it
be
right now and
affected.
still enjoy it.
Yeah, but then we won't have that effect.
Oh, okay. I get what you're
We like
saying.
because we saw it when we're young. We don't. The only way to tell is like, hey, one of us have
Now,
amnesia,
let me put
right?
it this way. No, you can't say it like that because, see, I watched Howard the Duck and I thought it was awesome. Then when we went and watched it again, I realized I was very wrong. Something was wrong with me.
See, we don't know how each of those movies react
Yeah,
though.
some movies are good, but that's the thing. A good movie is going to be one you watch young and enjoy, and one you watch older and enjoy. If you
Like,
watch it when you're young and you enjoyed it, and you watch it now and it sucks,
one perfect example. We'll probably never do this, right? Is The Wizard. I enjoyed that awesomely when I was young. And Heather was watching this with me, right? And she's like, "Why is this movie so boring?" I'm like, "Man, you shut your face." But then she's right. When after she made that comment watching this, right? Like, "Oh, this movie is
oh,
terrible."
you let Heather destroy that movie for you.
No, but then like,
Yeah, you
no, I'm
do.
talking about the age difference thing because I loved it as a kid.
Yeah,
We
because it was
couldn't wait for
awesome.
The Wizard to come out.
Because we wanted the Power Club.
Yeah, and then when I
And then
watch
we
this,
finally
if you
got to use the
watch this
Power
as an
Club. It
adult with a
sucked.
different kind of view, like, wow, you cannot catch kids like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't
The
seen it in
comedy works
years.
back then in 92, 93, or whatever when it came out. But if you watch this as an adult, like, oh, this movie is made for kids.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Grow up, watch something else.
That's all I'm saying. Like, if you watch Ghostbusters, like, if I'm thinking, like, if
But
I
the
watch
thing is,
Ghostbusters as an adult,
yeah,
I
you keep
don't
saying
know.
that. You've watched Ghostbusters as an adult. We just reviewed
No,
it
but
not too
I'm
long
saying
ago.
that we had that prejudice when we watched it. Like, I'm talking about, we never seen Ghostbusters before.
Oh,
Now
if
we're
we never
watching
seen
in our
Ghostbusters,
40s. Now that's
I
going to be
bet you,
different.
I bet you we would still like it.
I don't know. See,
Come on, it was made for
I
adults
can't talk
back
about that.
then. It wasn't made for kids. It was made for adults anyways.
It was rated PG.
So everything was PG back then.
Or it could be rated
Everything.
R.
Star Wars was PG back then. Almost everything was PG back then. If you wanted everybody to watch your movie, you didn't make a rated R movie.
No, I can't. I can't.
It took a
You know, I,
while
it's
for
hard for
finally
me to think about that.
somebody finally said, "Hey, let's make our rated R." Is okay.
It's hard to say that, like, with the difference of opinion. Like,
That's
RoboCop was
okay.
awesome back
But
then.
let's
It's still
let's
awesome
just
to
go
me
back
now.
to this. What we just need to base it on is if we watch it when we were young and we liked it, and we watch it again and we still like it, then it's a good movie.
Okay, I could agree on that.
Yeah, because like I said, Howard the Duck was awesome to me when I was a kid. We watched it again, and
So,
now it's like the bottom of the list.
okay, so if we liked it when we are young and now we don't like it as an adult, so it's
Yeah, it probably was never a good movie, anyways.
uh, I said this before.
Anyways,
Back
I mean,
to the
if you want to
Future
give
2 is the downfall of my thoughts and process of this. I liked it as a kid, but now watching adult, I was like, oh, Back to the Future 2 is not that good.
Oh, really? I still
If
watch
you
it.
think
It's
about
okay,
it, like, it's
but
not
you
that good
don't
as an
kind of think
adult.
about it. Yeah, you should think about it though.
I don't have to
I'm
think about
sorry.
it. It's just the logic
Okay.
and
All
everything. I was
right.
like, oh, this
All
movie is
right.
not that
Well,
good.
well, let me put it this way: you like Back to the Future 3 better than this 2?
Oh, that's a great question. Because if the logic didn't work, right, it's a continuation of one big movie.
Yeah, exactly. But does the outcome of the movie, the ending
It's
of the
better than
story?
the second one. The third one is better than the
Yes,
second
that's
one.
what I say. I'll say the third
A lot
one's
of
better than
people
the
say
second
that now as they get older, like the third one is better than the second one.
because he finally grows as a character.
Yeah.
Instead of
second
going,
one is like,
the
dude,
whole movie was a waste. He wasted all his time trying to fix stuff that he shouldn't even fix, that you don't need to fix.
you didn't need to fix.
And then by the third one, even Doc Brown and all his infinite wisdom finally says, we don't really have to fix anything because it's not our problem.
Yeah. It's Future Lambs and Shane's problem. Because there's always that point now we totally out of the Frighteners. But it's still talking about Michael J. Fox movie.
But yeah, but like I said, this movie was okay, but we're gonna judge it for what we saw now.
Yeah, we got to judge it from what we saw.
But you liked it when you were younger, so
yeah.
Apparently it wasn't near as good as you thought it was. But
Ooh,
most movies you'll see in the theater, because of the theater experience, you're gonna always think it's so much better. Then when you go home and watch it maybe a little bit later, oh, it's not that great.
Yeah.
Some movies lose their appeal when you get to the home.
I think we just try and chase that.
I just recently but I mean, not all movies do, because like recently, I know a movie a lot of people don't like, but I saw it in the theater with you and Cody. Tron Legacy.
Oh yes. Oh, I like Tron Legacy.
I watched it last week.
Oh, you did?
Still love the movie. I thought, man, this is still awesome.
For that movie, the soundtrack really makes it for me.
Because remember, I even sent you a text after I was watching. That's why I sent you that text, is telling you what's his name was in that movie.
Oh yes, and I can't remember what it because the age is getting to me now.
Oppenheimer was in that movie.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy was in it, and he didn't even get a credited role in it.
Yeah, he was in Tron.
But he plays the son of the boss, the evil boss in the first Tron.
Yeah,
that's his son. He plays the son. So if they ever make another Tron, he could be the main villain if he wants to be.
Oh, that's really good.
Because he is the son of the disgraced boss.
You know what? I never understood why Tron never got another sequel. Maybe they're waiting for another 20 years.
It didn't do very good. Yeah, it didn't do very good at theater because not everybody's into it.
No.
Well, because but that's the thing. When
I said that before. When I saw the first
everybody's
Tron,
not in
it was way ahead of its time.
Even this Tron was ahead of its time. But a lot of people, I don't get it. I'm like, of course you don't get it because you're not smart enough. Okay.
Oh, I was going to say you're dumb, but saying you're not smart enough is nicer.
It is very nice. I'm being very generous.
Nicer.
Okay.
It's not. It's just not as smart as you are. Okay.
So 20 years from now, we'll get another Tron, and it'll be even more awesome than we can stand.
Another 20 years.
It'll
So we're
probably
already
kill
almost
us.
there
'Cause-
now, actually. So you telling me
Oh,
there should be another Tron movie next year?
they should. They've been trying to make a
When
Tron,
did
so
Tron Legacy come out?
I don't remember now.
2010. Oh, so we got a while.
2010.
We
Yeah,
got
we
another
got a
6 years or
while.
something.
Oh, damn. You made it too long. But anyhow, like I said, though, since we're trying to find a rating, I'm not really on the stars rating. Because some days it depends on how you feel. You could be in a bad mood. But let me put it this way. This movie's not the farthest down on our list.
It did pretty well on box office.
Oh, Tron?
Yeah,
No, they
Tron
should've got
Legacy.
who knows why they didn't make another deal. They
Because
should have.
Disney was too busy buying or working on MCU probably.
Yeah, they should have built their own because this was the original idea for Disney.
Yeah, Tron, right?
Yeah, Tron. This is their deal.
Dun, dun.
Exactly. That's Tron.
You're right. Sam
But-
Flynn.
So,
And like, you know what? Jeff Bridges is still alive. You better do it now.
yeah, but Jeff Bridges is gone in the Tron movie.
Hey, you know what? You could bring anyone back alive, okay?
You can need, but
Oh,
you don't need him.
This
now.
was the first movie they used the de-aging technology.
Yeah. Okay, I do want to tell you the de-aging. They could go back. They need to go fix that in the Tron movie.
Oh yeah, I remember because that was the first of its kind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first it's kind of.
It was very
you can see it,
smooth
'cause
and
now
looks
when
like
you see
video
it, yeah,
game-like,
when you
yeah.
see it, it looks like a video game now. Because I remember when I saw the theater, to me, I was just so happy. I didn't notice that. When
Oh, I
watched it
even
this
said
time, I
that
was
too.
like-
Yeah, I remember like,
But
oh,
when I watched it,
de-aging
but
thing
when
could
I
look
watched
better.
it, yeah, when I watched it, I was like,
I even said that back then. Like, you know, if you give it time, right, you won't be able to tell. And then it did happen. They did it to
Eventually.
Robert Downey
Eventually.
Jr. They did it to Michael Douglas. Did
eventually
it to
they
Luke
did it.
Skywalker.
And I'm sure in the time that will still look wrong to us too, but they'll even
Yeah.
fix that. But right now, they need to go back and fix that part of it.
Yeah, I remember the de-aging thing. Like, whoa.
Because I mean, if you could go redo Star Wars, you can fix any film you want to now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, why not? I mean, some people get mad, but I'm like, fix it. I won't know the difference.
No.
While you're at it, you can go fix Matrix 4.
Damn, nothing to do with de-aging. you want to keep fixing Matrix 4. I feel like Matrix 4 is just because
It's dead.
it's because those people are so famous, right? They just want to write something that helps how they are now, you know, something like
But let's put it this way. By my ranking, though, so far, it's all the movies done. Matrix 4 is the farthest one down
it's the farthest one down in the
on
well.
the pits of hell. Yeah. Yeah.
Matrix 4
'Cause-
is the bottom of the lowest
And then-
of the low.
Yeah, because I will watch Howard the Duck long before I will watch Matrix 4.
Or I'll watch Batman and Robin twice before I watch Matrix 4. I'll watch Batman and Robin back to back just to not to watch Matrix 4.
That's all. I would probably do the same.
Yeah.
If somebody says, put a gun to my head, say, hey, I would actually just go ahead and pull the trigger, dude. Because
I
I'm
would
not
watch
watching it.
those bad parody movies that, you know, when they were so hot. Like, I'll watch superhero movie before I watch Matrix 4.
Well, it's not on our list because we've never done that, so you can't put that on there.
Nah, you're right.
But yeah, I'm gonna put a Matrix 4 at the bottom. I'm gonna put probably Howard the Duck next, and then Batman and Robin, and then because there's not a big buffer on what last action hero,
I knew you were gonna say that.
and then I'll put the Frighteners on top of that.
That's a pretty good list. So we need to find eventually in one of our times we're gonna find another.
The sad thing
movie.
is there's probably some other movies in here that I would put in that list, but the problem is I just don't remember them because they weren't so awful to remember. But they weren't worth remembering either. I mean, they weren't worth remembering. Period.
Well, we haven't done The Punisher yet, from 1987.
Oh God.
See?
Oh God.
See, look. What if it's because? Wouldn't it be funny that it's just like
It's horrible.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3. Now I'm watching as an older, I appreciate it more. What if now we watch the Dolph Lundgren Punisher? We're like, oh, this is not so bad.
Well, maybe we could. Maybe we should. Because I remember watching it because you had so many hopes and stuff, and it's like this movie won't end, dude. This movie just won't end.
Maybe it will. I don't know, because if you think about it, the Netflix Daredevil, it dragged on for a little bit. It was like 12 episodes when it could be 10.
But see, that's the thing. I'm going to have my list of, it's going to have movies that I remember because they're so bad. They're at the bottom.
Okay.
There's going to be a bunch of movies I just don't remember because they just didn't matter. They're going to be in the middle. I probably wouldn't want to watch them again compared to the bad movies, but they're just in the middle. They're just kind of like a buffer. And then you got all your good movies, all the movies that I'd jump at to watch, or I wouldn't get up.
Yes.
But I mean, we have a list of a lot of movies that's in the middle. For example, that I won't ever want to watch again is all the Blade movies. They're kind of in the gray zone.
Oh, okay. We watched it because
them. Yeah, I watched it because of the deal. I'm not gonna say if I had to watch the bad movies, I had to pick between the bad movies, I would probably watch Blade again. But I don't have to, so I'm never gonna watch Blade again. Okay.
So
what was that? What was that movie?
Which one is worse,
Witchcraft?
Blade or Ghost Rider?
Ooh, we gotta watch Ghost Rider first.
We gotta watch Ghost Rider. So you know what? With that, I'm gonna end it right here, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Cool.
Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.